Hi guys. Today I want to talk about Mauga, the new tank that has been dropped this weekend for like a little LTM sort of thing, just so he can get a day one patch. It sounds like from the Overwatch devs. So I've played a little bit of him in the training range. I haven't played him in any sort of quick play match or arcade, purely because I don't play tank. I'm a support player, so I figured I may as well just get experience and see what supports sort of match up with him best and sort of, cover up his weaknesses while, exemplifying his strengths. So, from what I've seen so far, I've played a variety of support heroes with him alongside him in different team comps. And while it's a bit hard to tell whether he's like properly powered or overpowered or underpowered, because there's just so many people playing him right now who are either, playing him for the first time, playing him for the 20th time. There's like this very vast and immense skill range among all tank players right now who are playing Mauga. But either way, I have noticed that he does play more like a brawl character. I mean, with his pseudo Rhine charge and his ability to overheal when he does, crit damage, and his whole focus on doing crit damage, seems like the kind of guy who is very much, especially with the way his weapon spread works when he's dual firing both of his machine guns. He does feel like a brawl tank, and for that I've had great success playing Brig with him. Like when Mauga is doing well, it's very easy for Brig to sort of feed off that and really help stay engaged in fights and really get value with her improved like whip shot charge that does like an increased damage now since the last patch. So that was a very fun matchup for me. I also tried playing a bit of Lucio because, I mean, if Mauga is like a very close range kind of guy, speed boosting and helping him become a little more mobile does seem to be very advantageous. And I did see that to be the case. I also did play Mercy with him a lot. Mercy is my main, so that was like my sort of like, comfort hero to pick when I'm sort of figuring out how to play him. And it does seem very well. Like he benefits, like a lot of some tanks aren't the best for being damage boosted, I think, to like, sometimes Sigma or Wrecking Ball or even Roadhog don't have great damage amp potential, but him with the rounds per minute that he's getting out of his machine guns, whether he's dual firing or single firing, I did feel like I was being very impactful with damage amping him, and I feel like Mercy would be a nice pick to have in a comp with him. Aside from that, I mean, Bap and Alari are always safe picks. The only one that I didn't explicitly play alongside him was someone like Zen, and to that point, I did also play Lifeweaver as well, and I did notice that Lifeweaver, at least since the new nerfs to his healing ability and all that, and the increased cooldown time on life grip, I did notice that it was a bit hard to keep him alive. But like I said, that could be due to me playing alongside Amagua with different experience with the player, and that could be due to the enemy's comp and how well they're countering us and all that. So overall, I mean, he does seem to mesh very well with supports, and supports have a lot of utility to offer him to help make him even more dominant. Like I said, the only one that I didn't play with him was Zen, purely because I just don't play Zen, and he does seem to require a bit of healing to help stay up. From what I've seen, a lot of Maguas right now don't fully take advantage of the crit overshield that he can get with his shout, and that is like his main form of mitigation, because I mean he has 500 health, which is pretty standard for a tank, but he doesn't offer Sigma has a shield, or the Black Collar Roadhog has his vape or like his heal abilities. So I did notice that when Magua is struggling, he needs that healing. Like he really needs that healing. So it seems like almost like a glass cannon, where he has fantastic damage potential. Like I was playing a match with a Magua and against one, and the one on the enemy team had like 20k damage in 13 minutes, where he was just shredding all of us. He was just doing incredible damage. In our tank, our Mauga didn't have the chance to sort of replicate that, so it was just, all I was hearing was like, I need more healing. Can you pick anyone with more healing? Speaking of which, I didn't mention Moira earlier. Moira is I mean, she's good. With her healing potential, if you're not, if you don't fall under the camp of DPS Moira and you get that healing out, she does seem to be a very viable pick too. But yeah, overall, I mean, it does seem to be a bit early to really conclude whether or not Magua is like overpowered or underpowered, because every game you play, if you're not in a group, the the experience that that your tank will have varies greatly. We also I haven't seen too much of Mauga playing up against other tanks, because it's always been like Mauga versus Mauga. It's never, occasionally you'll see a Reinhardt or an Orisa or something like that to help try and like counter if they're getting diffed, but that's far in between. So overall, I think he's a fun tank to play alongside. That was my main concern. His abilities are cool. His style of damage is cool. His overall character design is fantastic, and I think he'll help spice up the meta, next season. Hopefully, maybe he will. I don't think he'll rival Orisa or anything like that straight up, just because she's so strong. But maybe he'll add, a new variety, a new team comp that will, help spice up the game and keep things interesting. So let me know what you guys think. Have you guys played with Mauga? Have you played him? Have you played alongside him? Have you found any comps that have been especially good? So please let me know. And thank you for watching, and goodbye.